room 1-1 compared their lives to Ruby Bridges' life. Students in room 1-2 expressed how they would feel if they were Ruby Bridges. So Ruby Bridges is here. That's her in 1960, the real photograph. This is her as an adult. Now, this is the cover of the book. Does anyone know about Ruby Bridges?
Yeah.
What is the story of her? A quick summary, Deanna.
The story of Ruby Bridges is when she goes to this school and she's the only black person in her class.
Right. And there was a lot of controversy, which means disagreements, arguments about that. They felt that she did not deserve to be at that school, and she wanted to stay in that school. So the children in first grade, 1-1, they compared their life to her life. And 1-2 expressed how they would feel if they were her. Does anyone have a brother or sister in 1-1 or 1-2? Okay, well, we can read one. Let's see. Justin, he said, if I were Ruby Bridges, or I am Ruby Bridges, and I will run in the school and not come back out. So he would stay in there, like she did. Then over here we have, this one's nice. Theron Boyer. I am Ruby Bridges and I will stop every day and pray. So if he were Ruby Bridges, he would stop every day and pray that it would work out. Very nice, coming from the first grade.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I am
Say who wrote it. Chase White.
Chase White, March the 1st, 2010. I am Ruby. I will ignore
Ruby.
them.
It's supposed to be Ruby.
I am Ruby. I will ignore them. I will keep walking and keep looking ahead. I will be brave and go to school.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's move down to 4th grade soon, okay? Those of you who contributed, wait a minute, let's take a look at our own classmates' work over here. For Henry's Freedom Box. When I put my hand over the frame, raise your hand if you contributed to the writing for that frame. Wait, we have a lot of people who aren't focused over here. Noah? Just watch, be respectful to your classmates for a minute. Who wrote this? And you wrote about what? Deasia wrote a summary about Kadir Nelson, the illustrator of Henry's Freedom Box. Who wrote this one? Faith, what did you write about?
I wrote a summary about the whole book.
Faith wrote a summary of Henry's Freedom Box. Who wrote this one? Okay, Tiana, what did you write about?
I wrote about my opinion on Henry's Freedom Box.
Okay, Tiana wrote like a reflection or an opinion on Henry's Freedom Box. And who wrote this one? Ludmila. Okay, put your hand up. Be proud. All right. And what did you write about?
I wrote about
Ellen.
Ellen Levine,
Ellen Levine, and she was?
and she was the writer who wrote Henry's Freedom Box.
And what do we call that? When someone writes a book. Who can help her out? She said the writer, but we call it also the author. The author. Let's give those 4 a round of applause since they're in our class. Thank you. All right. Let's now.
Step back. Give him room. Step back.
Here. Let Deshaun come back. Just don't hit the frame. And we all read this book, so now I guess we're going to see a little presentation.
Quiet.
You guys get quiet, dude. Begin.
My name is Henry Box Brown, and the reason why I'm so famous is because I was the first African American who escaped from slavery in a box. When I was a little kid, I used to work with my mother in a master's factory, in our master's house. And and one day the master called me up to his room and my mother. I was really nervous because I thought he was going to set me free. because some masters were let slaves free. But instead, he wanted me to work in another master's factory. So I said goodbye to my brothers, sisters, and my father, and my mom. My new job was working with tobacco leaves at the Twisted Tobacco Leaf. If I made a mistake, the boss will beat me. When I got a little older, I met Nancy, and we agreed to meet again. Slaves didn't dare to sing in the street, so instead I hung the way home. When we met again, and when our masters agreed, we got married. And we had 3 children. Nancy told me that her master was running out of money. So when she was running out of money, so the master might sell our children. I tried to forget what she had said. The next day when I went to work, my friend James told me that my wife and my children were getting sold at the slave market. No, I cried, and I ran out, and I went down to the slave market, and I saw my wife and my children going down the street in a wagon. Going down the street in a wagon. I guess I have to say goodbye. That day I was very depressed, very sad, because I really loved Nancy and all my children. And when I met the next day I met Dr. Smith. Dr. Smith was a white guy who thought slavery was wrong. So me and him came up with ideas how we can escape. But I had that idea. I was going to escape in a box. But first, I needed an excuse so the master won't just think I just escaped for no apparent reason. So I took a bottle of oil Patrol and I burnt my skin to the bone. Yeah. And the next day, we got the box. And I went inside. They asked me if I was ready. Yeah. I replied okay. And they took me to the steamboat. And on the box, it said, to William H. Johnson, Arch Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This side up with care. And I got mailed on the boat. And I was upside down for a couple of hours. I thought my head was going to explode. Until I heard 2 guys say, let's see. I want to sit on this box. I'm tired of standing. So I was upside down. They put me this way, then that way, then this way. So I was right side up. That was 4 directions. Later, I was on the train and I fell asleep to the rattling noise on the train wheels. I woke up to loud knocking. All I heard was loud knocking and, "Are you all right in there?" I replied, "Okay." My friends in Philadelphia pried the box open, and I came out of the box. My first day of freedom, March 30th, 1849. That day, I had a middle name, Henry Box Brown.
Mr. T, is the character taking questions?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Any questions? You guys have any?
Did you ever get a birthday?
Oh yeah, that was my birthday. March 30th. Because that was my first day of freedom. Because I never knew my birthday because slaves weren't allowed to know their birthdays.
What path did you go? Did you go north or east?
I went to Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Didn't you get married again?
Doesn't, I don't know. Doesn't say.
Any other questions?
Anyone else? Okay, good, because it's just about math time.
Yeah.